Hey now, everybody. Blah. All right. Man, I really think this might be one of them long videos. It's shaping up to be that way, but we'll see because I got a lot of books to get through. It's funny, like at the beginning of last Thursday, I didn't have any of these books that I'm about to show, but by the end of Sunday, by the end of last Sunday, like I had like a nice healthy stack. That's fun. That's cool. All right, and I appreciate the great response from the last video that I made. It's fun to get just to kind of talk about the marketplace and share in a small triumph. But and like I said in the last video, I was out of town about 4 days for about 4 days, and in those 4 days went to quite a few stores. Went to a convention. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun out there, and let's get things started. Now these first few books are from a store. I didn't think I was gonna find anything just because there was a sale. There had been a sale going on for like the past few weeks, and I'm thinking to myself that everything has been picked through, and I'm not gonna find really what I'm looking for. But I was pleasantly surprised, and we're going to start things off with Teen Titans number 89. This is a 1 in 10 variant. Now the significance of this is the first time you have Damian Wayne as part of the Teen Titans, and what's going on with Rebirth that's coming up in a couple of months is that you're going to have Damian Wayne as part of the Teen Titans, and for some reason, out of all the stuff that's of all the stuff that's been announced by way of Rebirth, DC's Rebirth, that interests me the most, just because I really do like Damian Wayne. I think he's probably one of the best characters to spring up in the past 10 years. And it would be really interesting to see him impose his will on a team. You know what I mean? And I like him because he's like this. He doesn't have superpowers. I think when they brought him back after he died, he kind of had superpowers, which kind of defeats the purpose of Damian Wayne. He's this kid who has technical skill, but no superpowers, and he doesn't care. He asserts his will, and I dig that a lot. I really do like that, especially in a kid. So, and it will be really interesting to see. Like I said, interesting to see what happens with the Teen Titans with Damian Wayne on the team. This book is relatively tough to find. This is one of those books I had been actively searching for while I was out of town, and I don't want to say an overly expensive book. I would say at the most this book goes for 50. I was lucky enough to find this after the sale price. I got this for $5, so I'm like, oh sweet, and it's like in near mint condition, and it's a great cover, great Frank Quietly cover. I don't know, there's something like his artwork is so simple, but I don't know, but it packs a lot in it, in that simplicity, And there's an artist who kind of imitates him, who imitates his art style, and it somehow falls flat. Like almost line for line, he imitates his style, but it just falls flat for some reason. There's just something about the way Frank Quietly does his art. Okay, we're moving along with a book that I've been on the search for about 2 years. Mr. A, number 1. This is from 1973. This is by the great Steve Ditko. Now, the thing about this is that this is entirely his creation. He's a, I guess you could say, ultra conservative, and this is his take on the vigilante superhero. As you can see by the imagery, you have white and black, and that's pretty much how he sees things. There are no gray areas. Either you are good or you are bad. And if you're bad, you are punished. That's the mantra of this character. And I would have to say, like, I really want to go into, like, I want to go into depth with this book, but with the amount of other books that I have, I'm pretty limited on time. But I will say this book to me is very much ahead of its time. It's printed on what appears to be acid-free material as opposed to regular newsprint. It's larger, so it's kind of like a larger magazine format, which avoids that pesky parent code, the whatever that was back in the day. And like, even if you read the editorial before you get into the actual meat of the issue, like that's even ahead of its time. Like, you'd think that was written like within the last 5 years, and this is a really, really wild issue. And I won't say this book is super, super expensive. I think like a high grade copy will maybe might run you $50. But I think it's definitely worth having, especially if you're a Steve Ditko fan. Again, I would love to go into detail about this, um, uh, but just in the interest of time. But yeah, really, really, really awesome book that I've been searching for. Okay, we're moving along with Legion of Superheroes #1. Another 1 in 10 variant. This is a Jim Lee variant. I found this for, oh, by the way, Mr. A picked this up for $15 after the sale price. Legion of Superheroes got this for, I think, undercover price. And this book goes for like $20 at least. I know the last couple of eBay sales for this book has gone for around, like, I want to say $24. So yeah, really terrific buy. What else? Ooh, another Jim Lee variant. Actually, this is I believe this is the 5th print. Justice League #1 from the New 52. Nothing to really say about it. Just something, a little bit tough to find. Found it for undercover price after the sale. Yeah, and this was something I actually had been searching for a while. I remember when it first came out, I missed it and I kind of wanted it, but it just wasn't available. So again, I found some really, really cool books where I didn't think I would. Tough to, I don't know. To me, this might be a tough to find book. X Force #4, the X Force Volume 2 #4, Wolverine and Deadpool cover. I don't know. I picked this up for probably less than cover price. The last sale for this book went for, I want to say, $15. So, okay. I found it because when I saw it in the long box, I mean, like, the Deadpool caught my eye, and I looked it up, and I saw that it was going for like around 15. Actually, there's auction for this, and it's still at cover price. There are no bids for it, so I don't know. This is probably one of those books that somebody kind of impulse bought at $15, but it might not necessarily go for that much in the long run. So I don't know, but it's a cool enough cover to warrant buying. So there we go. What else? Okay, now this is from another store. I picked this up, New Gods #7. I don't know, like, when I bought it, like, I thought this thing was in kind of like VF minus condition, but there's a dent right there, and there's like a tear right in the cover, and I didn't notice that. But I picked this up for $12. First appearance of Steppenwolf. If you saw that deleted scene that popped up on YouTube from Batman versus Superman, that character that was in the deleted scene, a lot of people are saying, I guess the consensus is that was Steppenwolf. So, and this book got a little bit hot because of it. And I was kind of actively looking for it anyway. So $12. I mean, even with that little dent in the cover, I think $12 is still worth it. So I'm happy. All right, went to another store and found Mockingbird #1. Uh, this came out a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. Found it for $10. How much is it going for now? Like right around 20, 25 or something like that. On the high end, going for 30, but I don't think it's going for that much right now. So 25 is the safe price. But picked up for 10. All right, went to another store and found this book. A book that, now here's a variant that I knew nothing about, but looks amazing. Amazing Spider-Man 677, Lee Bermejo is that that's his name? Lee Bermejo variant. I don't know. There's not really much to say about it. Um, there are no copies of this on eBay right now, and the last one that sold, I think, was maybe a month ago, and that sold for like around $33. I'd be interested to see what the next round of Spider-Man 677s go for, because usually you'll have all the copies that are available for sale dry up, and then you'll see the next wave of that issue like at a higher price, at a much much higher price. So I'd be interested to see what this book goes for. I picked this up for $20. I don't know. I just kind of took a chance on it just because, I mean, the cover is beautiful. Such an awesome cover. So, yeah. All right. We're moving along with the continuation of that story in Daredevil #8. Same artist, same subjects, Spider-Man and Daredevil. I picked this up for 15. I believe this book it can go for around 40. I think I don't know. I think 30 might be the safe price. I think so. Daredevil #8, picked that up for 15. Also picked up another variant from this store, Power Girl #3, 1 in 10 variant for $5. I think this book goes for maybe 15 or 20. And what else did I get? And I took a chance on this variant as well. Legends of the Dark Knight #1. This is a 1 in 25 variant. Now this came out this is Legends of the Dark Knight, which came out in 2012. It went for 13 issues. Now the thing about this is that it's basically non-continuity stories of Batman. I mean, not a new concept, but I thought this was a really cool cover, and it's done by Stephen Platt. And I don't know, I've never known Stephen Platt to do DC covers. I don't know, maybe this is the first one that I've noticed him doing. I could be totally wrong on that, but this might be the first Stephen Platt cover for DC. But please correct me if I'm wrong on that for people that do know. Really cool cover. At first, I thought it was David Finch who did the art on this, but yeah, Stephen Platt. Okay, cool. And I have no clue what this book goes for. There are no copies of this on eBay. I think the last one that sold was a 9.8 at it was a signature series graded 9.8, and I think it went for $250. And that's like the only one on eBay that has sold on eBay, and there are none for sale. So I figured it's a cool enough cover. It's Batman #1. It has the Joker on it. It has a fan favorite artist doing the artwork. So I figure, why not? Let's take a chance. Picked it up for $20. All right. Ooh, found another copy of the Legion of Superheroes #1. Got it for cover price. Found this for $1. Daredevil #257, featuring the Punisher. And what else? Got myself a copy of Daredevil number 510. This is a second print variant. This is a book that I actually was looking for. Not an expensive book, but kind of tough to find. I don't know, maybe because it was a low print run or just because it's a cool cover. I love the cover. You have Elektra, you have Elektra's arm with the side, and then you have Iron Fist and Luke Cage. This is a really, really like a really cool standoff cover. Love this cover, man. Second print. And the book really doesn't go for anything, which I'm surprised by. Just because these are like such hot characters right now because of TV. So I'm happy to find. Got that for I don't know, close to cover price. Ooh, okay. Picked this up for $15. Bone number 2. Now, when I saw it at the store, I tried to research this as much as I could to make sure it was a first print, and from what I understand, it is a first print. Like I said, picked it up for $15. I believe a book like this can go for, I don't know, what, 50 or something like that. So yeah, Bone number 2, first print, got $15. Yeah. Okay. I got this for, I believe I got this for $6. Amazing Spider-Man Civil War Decisions. That is a mouthful. It basically reprints Spider-Man 529 through, but basically that whole the Civil War storyline from Amazing Spider-Man. So, and cool Gabrielle Del cover. I don't know. I mean, this book, like I said, picked it up for $6. This book, it has sold for around $20 and really, really high grade. I know there are a few on eBay right now for like 20 to 24 that are kind of just there. But I figure for $6, I think it's worth it, especially a cool cover like that. Found another copy of X-Force number 4. Now this one is in a little bit higher grade than the other one. Ooh, all right. Action Comics number 894. Now this is a 1 in 10 variant, and the significance of this is now Action 894 is the first appearance of Death in DC, in regular DC continuity, and this is the 1 in 10 variant for this. I'm not quite sure if this book is all that tough to find or not, but I had been actively searching for it for a very, very long time. It actually had been going on years since I've been searching for this, so I got this for $6. Definitely worth it to me. So I really don't know what this book really goes for, but I got it for $6 and really happy about that. All right, so I don't know. I think this is a really good book to have, just because. I know sometimes that the regular cover to that can go for like around $10. So here's the variant. All right, okay. Now we're gonna get into some of the books that I got. Well, we're gonna get into books that I got from the convention. The convention was okay, you know. Not a lot. I don't know, just because. Just not a lot to choose from, but I am happy I went. I am glad I went. Found Deadpool number 1. This is from 2008. This is a 1 in 25 variant from Rob Liefeld. Now the story on this. Now the convention that I was at, that I was just at, I was there last year, and this seller had this for $60 up on his wall. And I don't know why I didn't buy it. I'm like, ugh, 60. Oh, that's too much. Ugh. You know, and for some reason I didn't buy it. And all throughout that winter, and then around the time that the Deadpool movie came out, this book reached like around $200. And I'm just like kicking myself and thinking, okay, if I'm able to go back to this show, I'm definitely. I really hope that that seller is there, and I hope this book is there. So when I went back to the show, went back to that convention, I made a beeline for that seller. He was in the same spot that he was last year, and this book was there still for $60, and I'm like, sweet. Now the book doesn't go for 20. I mean, the book doesn't go for 200 now. I would say around I think $100 is a safe price for this book. Um, but I think $60 was a really really good deal on this. I think so. And what else do I want to say about this? I have to say that, say what you will about Rob Liefeld's art, his line work lends very well to a more painterly finish. You know what I mean? Like if this were, I would say if this were flat, it probably wouldn't work as well. But since it has kind of like a 3D render to it, by way of the painterly paint. I don't know if it was an art program or actual paint, but this looks really gorgeous. I think this is a really gorgeous cover. So yeah, got it for $60. Yeah, yeah. Okay. What else did I find at the show? Picked up Power Girl #1, Adam Hughes variant. Got that for $5. Now, when I was like, when I plucked this out of the long box, a guy right next to me, he's like, I was looking for that book. So I'm like, okay, found it. Found a copy of Power Girl #1. This is the regular cover, regular Amanda Conner cover. It was like $3. I don't know why this book is so hard to find, but it just is. Got this for $3. Guardians of the Galaxy #13. I remember I was at a show a few months ago, and for some reason, I got this for $3, but for some reason, the seller had like $100 on it. Like, and he couldn't even tell you why he had $100 on it. I don't know. Some sellers just have their head up their ass sometimes. All right. And I picked this up. This big old monstrosity up right here. What is this? This is JLA Avengers. This is a slip cover. And it's still factory sealed, which is awesome. I'm very happy about that. I picked this up for $50. I know, I think even one that isn't sealed can go for like around 150, 140. So I'm really happy that this was sealed. Got this for $50. All right. And like, I have the individual issues. This is such a good story, done by Kurt Busiek and George Perez. Love this story so much. My favorite scene out of JLA Avengers is when Captain America lands in the DC universe and he sees all the statues and all the monuments to the DC heroes, and he goes, what kind of a fascist state is this? I just thought that was the best scene out of the whole thing. And when this came out, like the actual individual issues came out in around 2004. And when they came out, it was just like the 4 issues and that was it. And I have to imagine something like this, if this were done today in 2016 going on 2017, I don't even think I'd be able to fathom the amount of variants for this book that would come out of this series. Like, just, I know Dark Knight 3 had like 100 variants or something like that. Like, this would easily top 200 variants, and there would probably be a 1 in 1,000 variant for this, I bet. But yeah, really happy to pick this up. Yeah, big boy. Okay, and last but not least from the convention, Batman #21, first appearance of Duke Thomas. This is the regular cover. I think I got it for cover price. Yeah, either that or $3, I forget. But it's all good. Okay. Now, these last crop of books are this was from uh this is basically the last store that I went to. I was on the last stop on the tour. Um it was like Sunday afternoon or something like that. I only planned on being there for like a half hour, but I wound up staying for like 2 hours up until the time they closed. So I found a lot of good stuff. Now I was still looking for that new X-Men number 31. But I mean, I did wind up finding it at another store, but I found some really good books here, though. Some really good books. And we're starting things off with Solson Christmas Special uh, featuring Samurai Santa. Now, does anybody know what the. And, okay, now the thing about this store is that they had a ton of dollar books. So all these books that you see from here on out, they were $1. And Solson Christmas Special, the significance of this is that this is the first published Jim Lee artwork. So there you go. In nice high grade. I would say this book is probably in VF minus condition. I know it's nice. I mean, this right here, if you're a black activist like I am, you can appreciate this nice black spine right there. But in nice high grade, this book can go for 24 to 30. I know I was looking for, I was trying to find a really nice affordable copy. I actually found this cheaper than the cover price. That is awesome. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And there were actually three copies there, but I basically just picked out the one, the one in the best condition. So yeah, Solson Christmas Special got you for $1. Found my second copy of Adam Legend of the Blue Marvel #1. I know for a while this book was going for 20. I don't think it's going for that much now, but it's still a pretty tough to find book. So yeah, got you for $1. Ooh, okay. Let's see. I picked up 4 copies of this. This is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man #17. This is a second print variant. Now, when I came across this book, I had no clue what it was. I looked it up, and it turns out that all the copies that were available to buy got bought up, and there aren't any available for purchase on eBay right now, like none. And there's nothing on at any online store either. So there must be something going on with this book. I mean, it's a cool cover too. Like a really really cool cover. You have the black suit Spider-Man, and you have the red suit in the garbage there, homaging a what cover? What cover was that? Not the cover, but it was a panel from Amazing Spider-Man 50. So yeah, really 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 cool cover, really cool. So I have no clue what this book goes for, but I figured I'd take a chance on it. And I mean, it was $1, so it was $1 a piece, so why not? Got 4 copies. Yeah, awesome looking cover, beautiful cover, beautiful cover. Picked up Doctor Strange #1 from, I believe this is from 1988. I don't know. Yeah, I got it. I have it. I was actually, I was like this close to paying $4 for a copy. Actually, $5 at the show. So yeah, okay. I picked up my second copy of Shade the Changing Man #1. Why not? First appearance of the character. What else? Shadow Man #8. First appearance of Master Dark. Why not? And last but not least, probably this is a second print of Batman 651. Actually looks better than the first print, and it was different, and the look was different enough for me to and the book really doesn't go for anything, but the cover just looks so freaking cool. So yeah, picked that up. And that was it. That's it. Is that it? Yeah. That's it. So that's my haul. I'm sticking with it. Again, thanks for the great response from the last video. And thanks for watching this one. And I'll see you next time.